Marrowbones, Gayna Cooper.
How would you like to wake up every morning with as much to spend as Richard Branson, Bono, or David Beckham? Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, we all have the same allowance. No, I haven't been drinking. That's tonight. 86,400 seconds are deposited every morning in your bank of time. I've been reflecting lately on my life, how it's whizzing by. And a phrase welled up within me. It said, every ticking second never ticks a second time. You know, we all know that life is precious, and yet we often waste it, and even wish it away. Have you ever woke up Monday and wished it was Friday? I spent winter longing for spring. If we know life is precious, when will it really hit us that every ticking second never ticks a second time? When will it make a difference and influence us profoundly? I was helped by a quote by Henry Thoreau. He said, "I went to the woods because I wanted to live deep. I wanted to live deliberately and suck out the marrow of life." When I heard that quote, it resonated. And I knew one thing for certain about Henry Thoreau, that to have written those words, to suck out the marrow of life, he must at some time in his life have sucked on a marrowbone. Have you? I have. When I was a little girl, I lived in the north of England. Now, my southern friends are very sympathetic. They think it's grim up north. No sunshine or laughter, just misery, flat caps, pigeons and smog. But I loved my northern upbringing and its strange food. What's for tea, Mummy? It's Tuesday, black peas and cow heel. Yes, my favourite. Oblivious at 6 that cow heel was the heel of a cow. But coming to the kitchen, these black peas were cooked for hours with this marrow bone of cow heel that was covered in a translucent jelly. And during the cooking process, all the jelly would fall off the bone, thickening the stew and giving it a delicious flavour. And I'd sit round the table with my mum and dad and brothers and sisters, and we tuck into this hearty feast. Now, just as you think this meal can't get any better, at the end of it, I am given the bare cow heel bone. And with apologies to vegetarians or the faint-hearted, I'd put it to my mouth and suck, and suck, and I'd suck and suck until only air came out of the bone. The marrow in that bone was tasty and nourishing, but finite. So I have to ask myself, if I want to suck out the marrow of life, is my life tasty and nourishing? And do I live as if it's finite? My pursuit of a tasty life. I've savoured exotic countries peppered with tasty detours. I've relished the rocky road of business ventures. I've munched in Michelin-star restaurants, posh frog, private dining room, maitre d', 7 cunningly crafted courses, and wine to die for. Oh no, that was the bill. And my pursuit of a nourishing life. I've nourished my mind with chicken soup for the soul, Napoleon Hill. And if you're still wondering who moved your cheese, it was me. I ate it to nourish my body. And at 130 calories an ounce, cheese is a prime factor why I'm in the 29th year of my diet. But I've learned a gargantuan amount about nourishment. I can fight off colds and infections by eating onion and garlic, get my iron from liver and broccoli, selenium, Brazil nuts, phytochemicals, ruddy red vegetables. And I'm desperately delaying the signs of aging by overdosing daily on antioxidants, which I get from drinking copious amounts of red wine. I've eagerly sucked the marrow of life, but all this activity and information has left me exhausted and my taste buds still wanting. But then I remember that cow-heel bone and realise that everything is available and sustainable every day. But the marrow of contentment is found in simplicity and gratitude, which commands a paradigm shift in my thoughts, because I now realise that every tick of the clock, every beat of my heart is sipping the marrow of life. And all of a sudden that information has become revelation that every ticking second never ticks a second time. So what do? Well, I now taste and savour every cup of coffee, every glass of wine and simple meal with family and friends. For it's those ingredients and those occasions which are priceless. And for nourishment, I get my nourishment now through nourishing others with warmth, encouragement, fun, and unconditional acceptance. What about you? Would you raise your hands and wave and smile if you woke up this morning? Wow, that's nearly 100% of you. 2,000 people in the UK and Ireland didn't wake up this morning. On the 14th of January this year, my club speech mentor, Paul, didn't wake up. And I dedicate this to Paul and his untimely goodbye. Are you sucking the marrow out of life, or is life sucking the marrow out of you? When you wake up tomorrow with as much to spend as Richard Branson, Bono, and David Beckham, what will you do? Oh, well, my red light's on, which means my time is running out. But you know, I had so much more to say, so much more to tell you and give to you. Isn't that like life? But in real life, we don't always get the warning light. So will you suck? Because every ticking second never ticks a second time. Thank you so much.